Rinsing down the sides so that I can use up all of the solute that I measured out. And I try to dissolve it as best as I can. I want to make 100 milliliters of solution. So I don't want to add more than 100 milliliters of water right now. So I dissolve as much as I can right now. And then I'm going to put it in one of these. This is called a volumetric flask. And it's made to measure precisely 100 milliliters. If you look on the neck, you can see a line. You can see it right there. So a volumetric flask is made to measure a precise amount. It's not a graduated cylinder where you can measure different amounts. This is made for precisely 100 milliliters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my sugar and water to the volumetric flask and fill it up to the line with water, and that will make my solution. You need to be very careful that you don't spill at this stage, because any loss of your solute means your concentration will not be accurate. So now I just keep rinsing my beaker and putting it into my flask until no more solute is left in my beaker, because I want to be as accurate as possible. And one technique I usually do is something like this, where I can spray the water into the beaker and have the spout going into my flask so nothing gets lost. So when you're done, you should have nothing left in your beaker. All of your solute should be in your volumetric flask. And it's important that when you're rinsing your beaker, you don't go past the fill line. If you do that, you have to start over, because there's no way you can take it back. So at this point, all I do is add water until I reach the 100 milliliter line on my flask. So here I go, just keep adding my water. And I've just zoomed in now so you can see the fill line on the flask. And typically, when you get to about this point, filling up with water, right at the neck of the flask, you should start really paying attention and adding your water really slowly. So I'm just using my wash bottle to squirt water down, and I'm going really slowly you want to make sure that you never go past the fill line. So don't be afraid to just go drop by drop. Precision is the key. Okay, so you see how there's a little bit of a bubble? That's called the meniscus, and you want to make sure your meniscus, the bottom of that water bubble, is right on your line. Okay? So that's how you make your solution. What you do now is add a stopper and you mix it up. So you mix a volumetric flask by inverting it. That's what this is called. You're inverting the flask. You turn it upside down and right side up. And you give it a little shake, same way you would mix anything. Now there's a glare on the glass here. On the video it looks like there's some undissolved sugar in the bottom there, but that's just a glare from the lights. It's actually all mixed together. So sorry about that, you can't get the full picture. There's my solution A.